What's up, y'all? It's your boy Raj Mahal. This is the inaugural episode of my Q&A. I've been thinking about this idea for like a couple days now, and I just decided to put it together. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent in questions. This is a great opportunity for you guys to know me better, and I also want to use this as an opportunity to get to know people who support my music better. So thank you, and let's get it. First question. Can you do Drip live one more time, please? I feel like I don't know. Drip is such an old song. Like I like wrote the track when I was like 17, 18 years old, and then I didn't come to Australia until like 2016. So I was probably like 21 at the time when we actually like recorded it. But that's one of the main reasons why I hate listening to it, because it's like listening to my old self. You know what I mean? I felt like I was so whack back then, even though at that time I thought it was so good. But yeah, I'll do Drip occasionally for you. But I got new music coming, so my older tracks ain't gonna be getting played like that in a live setting. So yeah. um, Next question: how have you bettered your mental health in face of opposition or challenges through your career and life? I think to better your mental health, I feel like a lot of people get this shit fucked up because a lot of times you gotta like point the finger at yourself, not in a toxic way where like you're just being self-deprecating or anything like that. I think you just gotta point out all the fallacies within your personality, all the fallacies within your actions. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people are afraid to look deep down inside themselves because they're not comfortable with the person that they are, so they just look for an external source to unleash their rage on. You know what I mean? And I think the ways that I bettered my mental health was just exercising, walking, practicing better diet habits, just reading more, just surrounding myself with quality people. Like understanding that like I got to be more patient with myself, be more patient with my journey, because there's no real timetable to like be successful in anything or just for happiness. It's just how how you just go about it. And through challenges throughout my career and life with music, especially like as an artist in this day and age with like social media, it's so easy to get wrapped up in all the trivial bullshit that like goes on social media. You see motherfuckers just like posting all the highlights and like good parts of their lives, but like they're not really talking about the low points in their life, because I feel like that could be more beneficial to everybody, because and we can when people do that more, like we can also realize how similar we are. You know what I mean? Like we're all gonna be sad, we're all gonna be happy, we're all gonna come across people who we don't trust, people that we don't like, and it's just like we're only talking about things that go good, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm not saying that like we got to talk about all the negatives. It's like, no, there's beauty in the positive, but there's also beauty in the negative. You know what I mean? Because when there's negatives, that gives us more an incentive to like better our situation, better our lives, better our relationships with people. And just keep practicing, just eat healthier, just exercise, and just do whatever you feel is necessary to better your mental health, because mental health is huge in this day and age, because I feel like it's been such a taboo topic for like prior generations, and now that it's out in the forefront, it's a beautiful thing, because we have more platforms to talk about shit like that, especially like where I grew up back in Boston, like in Dorchester, like like niggas weren't really like talking about their mental health. Niggas weren't expressing their emotions. You know what I mean? So it's like it's dope that like we're getting to the point where it's like like we're easing into it. You know what I mean? Because like I remember growing up, like I wasn't always comfortable expressing who my emotions and shit. So I think the more we're comfortable with ourselves, the more we enable ourselves to better our mental health and all the opposition and challenges that come, because ease is a greater threat to hardship than progress. Oh no, I said that wrong. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. My bad. So we got to go through challenges, because that's how we end up making ourselves better. You know what I mean? And when shit is just easy, we kind of take ourselves in life for granted. We take other people for granted, because like we just go through the motions. We just develop routines because it's just a natural human thing. So we just need things to keep us on our toes, and we need to be more confrontational, not only with other people but with ourselves. And I feel like that's the best way. Confrontational in a healthy way, confrontational in an efficient way. But yeah, I feel like that's the only way we can better our mental health and overcome any challenges that come in our life. All right. Next question. Plans for 2020 music wise. Me and this dude right here, like, we've been working on so much music. We probably have like 150 tracks like in the bank, and like most of them shits are just like fucking like throwaway tracks that we don't even like listen to, because like we just feel like, because our standard is so high when it comes to like music, especially like our own music. But yeah, like we plan on dropping another album, EP, whatever you motherfuckers want to call it. I got a couple singles coming out soon. I'm hoping to drop one next month. It's called So Bad. I'll try to be more proactive and, you know, on Instagram or whatever, just showcasing all that shit. But yeah, like, I feel like this next project that we got coming out is going to be so groundbreaking and game changing, because it's pretty much a diary of what we've been going through since like 2016. You know, all the fake motherfuckers we came across, all the fucking times we got our hopes up about some shit, and then shit just got sour and it just fell through. So like, it's gonna be very liberating to release all this music to you guys, because I feel like y'all motherfuckers gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be the craziest album to ever come out of Australia, or just in the world in general. So yeah, I'm very excited to release that. And yeah, there's not much else I can say about that. I'm just really excited for this shit. Like, I'm very confident in this music, and I know y'all motherfuckers gonna like it. Next question. Are you gonna go hard as fuck for No One Network? Hell yeah, I'm gonna go hard as fuck. Like, whenever I'm on stage, I'm always going hard as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm putting all my soul. I'm putting, like, that's passion when motherfuckers see me on stage. You know what I mean? And yeah, for that show. Yeah, yeah, for that show that's on the 26th. Yeah, man. See, y'all fucking you fucking up my flow, man. Damn, nigga. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like, I'm of course I'm gonna go hard as fuck. I'm gonna be performing new tracks that I haven't performed before. So you know, I'm very excited for that. I hope to see you there. And yeah, let's just have a good time. Next question. How do you convert emotion into music? It's easy. Fucking live your truth. Speak your truth. Like a lot of niggas nowadays, like, they just be talking about fantasies. They talking about shit that they heard somebody else do, or fucking shit that they wish they can do. It's just like, nah, like, when you're so in tune with yourself, when you're so comfortable with yourself as a person, especially when you actually have shit to say because you live you lived a crazy life or whatever, like, it's so much easier to like talk about. It's so much easier to express your emotion. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can make music, is if there's emotion attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make music for motherfuckers to listen to. I'm trying to make music for motherfuckers to feel. You know what I mean? A lot of time, and like, that's why, like, a lot of music nowadays, a lot of good music, a lot of quality music doesn't get appreciated, because we just live in this time where like, music is coming out at exponential rates, and motherfuckers, like, they just don't know when to like hunker down and actually appreciate some shit. You know what I mean? Like it feels like every day somebody's dropping a new album, somebody's dropping a new single, somebody's dropping a new music video. You know what I mean? So and a lot of this music, there's no emotion attached to it. It's just like the same basic shit, the same flows, the same bars. Like, it's the same shit. But for me personally, like, how I convert my emotion into my music is just like, I just dig deep inside myself, and that also goes back to the mental health question. It's just like, I want to be truthful with who I am as a person, and I want the audience to listen to that. I want the audience to feel that, because, like I said earlier, like, we fail to realize how similar we are on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Like, we all go through the same shit internally and externally, and I feel like when you convert your emotion into your music, like, that's how people appreciate you more, and then you'll have more people fucking with you in the long run. So yeah, that's my take on converting emotion into music. And I hope any other artists out there can take that advice and run with it. Hopefully it works for you. Next question. Did Julius Caesar have it coming? To be honest, like, everybody has it coming someday. Everybody's gonna meet their maker. But I don't really know how to answer this question, but I just loved it because I thought it was funny. But yeah, did Julius Caesar have it coming? Shit, nigga, you tell me. Shit. You tell me. Fuck, man, doing all this talking, man, this shit makes me thirsty as hell, man. Yeah, for real, man. I need like a Gatorade sponsor for this shit, man. Fucking niggas about to die of fucking dehydration. Yeah, bro, man. I'm getting all. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, man. But that's because I just finished taking a hot shower. So fucking, yeah, nigga. All right, next question. Skincare, gym routine. Skincare, fucking. I just fucking. What do I use? I use some green shit. Fucking. It's like this green bottle, but like it's like some black fucking like shit that comes out the bottle, and I just rub that on my face. Skin also, like, I remember growing up, my mom used to always be like, don't be letting motherfuckers touch your face. And like, I hate when people point in my face. I hate when people touch my face. Like, I absolutely go ape shit. Like, I feel like that's like the most disrespectful thing, because niggas out here, like, they be touching like doorknobs, they be scratching their balls in public, like, and I'm a serial offender of that. Like, I scratch my balls in public all the time, and I have no shame about it. That's why I just like, you shouldn't be putting your hands in like people's food and people's faces. Just like, come on now, be more mindful of that shit. And like, all this bacteria, because like, one, there's way too many motherfuckers on this planet, so there's bacteria everywhere, there's germs everywhere. So the last thing I want is people touching my face, you know what I mean? So that's another skincare routine that you can adopt. Eating healthy. Once I stopped eating meat, I stopped getting pimples on my face. And you know, make sure you clean your pillowcase. Make sure you wash that shit, you know, routinely, because all the sweat and dead skin that's on that motherfucker, like, that shit's gonna fucking build up on your face. You know what I mean? You see how clear my skin is? You know what I mean? Like, that's effort. That's effort right there. Gym routine, fucking, I don't really go to the gym like that, to be honest. I remember for like a good 3-4 months, I would do 1,000 sit-ups and 500 push-ups every day. So I'd do like 250 push-ups and 500 sit-ups in the morning, and I do that again before I go to bed. And I start to get more definition, and also every day I go for like an hour and a half, 2 hour walk every day. And yeah, that's mostly what I do. Because like, I don't know, like, I can go to the gym, like, I have access to gyms, so it's just like, man, I like going for walks. I feel like that's more fulfilling. I get more out of it. And you know, although I like getting a good workout and getting a nice little pump, but you know, at this stage I'm more focused on trimming body fat rather than putting on muscle, because like, you know, I don't play football anymore, like American football, real nigga football, none of this other shit. But you know, like, so I really don't feel the need to be like big. You know what I mean? I feel like that's more just like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a fucking Bobby Lashley looking ass nigga, man. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the way I'm looking. You know, I'm happy with where I'm getting. But yeah, and all that whey protein shit, y'all niggas don't need to do that. Just fucking eat healthy. As long as you're burning more than what you're putting in, like, you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna feel better about yourself. Make sure you get enough sleep. That's one thing I be slacking on. I get like fucking 3 to 4 hours of sleep on a regular basis. I don't know why, and I can't take naps anymore for some reason. I don't know. Also, if you stop jerking off, like, your skin, I looked this up on so many Reddit posts, on like in YouTube videos. Like, when you stop beating your meat, you stop ejaculating on a regular basis, fucking like, your skin clears up. And fucking ever since I started doing NoFap, like, I don't know, like fucking like June or some shit. And then, like, obviously, like, there were times where like I would slip up and be like, all right, fuck, you know. But like, one thing, if you're doing NoFap, don't beat yourself up if you jerk off again, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, like, relapses, you know what I mean. Like, it's all right, don't beat yourself up over it. And like, I feel like a lot of niggas gonna be ashamed to talk about this shit, but it's just like, nigga, I know you jerking off. Like, I know girls be fucking rubbing a bean and shit. Like, it's all right. It's all right, you know what I mean? But the thing is, the reason why I stopped jerking off and stopped watching porn was because, I don't know, I just feel like it's not really a healthy thing to do. I feel like, especially, I started watching porn when I was like 9. So like, I had a really warped view on sex and like human interaction. And I feel like, and doing that shit, watching that shit up until like my mid-20s, you know what I mean? I'm 24 now, but, well, I'll be 25 in like fucking like 6 days, but that's crazy to think about. But like, yeah, I just feel like once you stop jerking off, you kind of see the beauty in human interaction rather than seeing human interaction in a sexual way. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, I'd rather just give all my sexual energy to the person that I love the most, that I care about. So like, why would I waste my time doing that shit on porn? It's like, even if you don't even need a girlfriend to fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you don't have a girlfriend, people can be like, oh man, it's hard if you don't have a girlfriend. I gotta release all this sexual. It's like, nah, man, put all that energy into something else, like taking care of your motherfucking skin, like going to the motherfucking gym. You know what I mean? Because they say after 7 days of semen retention, testosterone increases by 45%. So all that extra fucking masculinity that you have in your cojones, fucking go for a walk, read a book, write some music. You know what I mean? And like, you'll live a more fulfilling life. So add that to my skincare routine and my gym routine. All right, next question. Don't be stroking your meat. Don't be stroking your Peter reader. Next question. First of all, I just wanted to say I love your music. My question is, who are your favorite artists and why? Also, if any, which artists influenced you into making your own music? My favorite artists. Favorite artist, well, like, my favorite artist of all time, number one is Lupe Fiasco. I feel like, see, when I say that, motherfuckers just like, oh yeah, Lupe Fiasco. Like, I like Kick Push. That song Superstar, I'm like, nah, nigga, that's fucking, that was when Lupe Fiasco was trying to get a check. You know what I mean? But like, when he was like mixtape Lupe Fiasco, when this nigga was talking about him selling like heroin and shit, like back in the day, like early 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, that nigga was cold. That nigga, like, this nigga would be like, so I'm forced to keep a gun up in the drawers and the vest tight like a woman with some balls, pause, never, nigga stall like public bathroom, I move fast, man, this nigga, like, you can ask my mom, you can ask all my aunts, you can ask my uncles, like, Lupe Fiasco was the nigga I was bumping on a regular basis. Like, I had an obsession with this dude. Like, he's the reason why I wanted to rap. Like, he's the reason, like, he taught me how to rap, you know what I mean? Like, I gained so much inspiration from that dude from a lyrical standpoint. And, yeah, he just taught me so much. I learned so much shit. And then listening to Lupe Fiasco, it opened me up to Gorillaz, because he had a mixtape rapping on Gorillaz beats. And I was just like, damn, like, this music's like mad funky. And then listening to Gorillaz, it opened me up to like Flying Lotus. And like, listening to Flying Lotus, it opened me up to dudes like Gaslamp Killer, like Sam I Am, and like so many other, like fucking K Tronada, fucking Mr. Carmack and shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for that, and that all started from listening to Lupe Fiasco. It's just crazy how like a small little butterfly effect can just like be a catalyst for something even bigger. And the first rap that I've ever made, when I was like 16, it was on a Flying Lotus beat, and that just opened me up to so much more genres and subgenres of music. But my other favorite artist, Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane's the realest nigga in fucking rap history. You know what I mean? Like, he is the godfather of trap, in my opinion. Like, Lupe Fiasco and Gucci Mane, like, I used to, like, I remember people, my mom, my uncle, especially my uncle and my aunt Darlene and my Uncle Irvin, fucking, they used to be like, why do you listen to this dude so much? Because I'm just like, man, and this is like 2007. You know what I mean? I've been bumping this nigga since like 2005, 2006 or some shit. But like 2007, 2008, that's when I was going hard with him, because that's when he dropped My Kitchen. Put the pounds in the trash can, Gucci do the dishes. Don't nobody fuck with my kitchen. And then he had the iced out Bart chain. And like, I was just like, man, I remember I was in my grandmother's living room on like, I think I was like on my aunt's laptop or something, watching that music video. And I was like, damn, I want that chain. And then my mom was like, well, you got to work hard for it. And then ever since then, I was just like, shit, I think a nigga want to start rapping now. You know what I mean? I was like, shit, I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? And then like other artists like Kid Cudi, like, that nigga touches my soul. You know what I mean? Especially Man on the Moon 2. I feel like that's his best album. People like to listen to Man on the Moon 1 because of fucking, that album has like all of his classic bangers, but nah, Man on the Moon 2 is like the greatest album of all time in my opinion. That's like, if I had one album to listen to before I died, like, it would be that album, because that album is so beautiful to me, because I felt like he was talking to me personally, because when that album came out, I was probably like, I think I was like a sophomore in high school, so that's year 10 for motherfuckers out here. For motherfuckers don't know what a sophomore is, yeah, a lot of motherfuckers, you know, I think most people know now that I was born in America, raised in America, so yeah, I just wanted to get that out the way. But yeah, like, yeah, that album was just so beautiful, and like that the song Ghost, like it just felt like a representation of how I was feeling at the time, you know what I mean? Because I had like multiple knee surgeries, and I didn't know if my football career was, because at that point when I was in high school, I was more focused on you know, playing football more than music. And I was trying to go to the NFL and shit, get a D1 scholarship and all that. But then like I had like a really fucked up knee injury at a young age, and like that just fucking put everything into perspective. And like I got depressed over it, you know what I mean? Like, and that's when I first started having like suicidal thoughts and shit. And like that shit carried on until like my 20s, you know what I mean? Like where I would think about fucking just ending myself every fucking day, you know what I mean? And like I know a lot of people will have trouble doing that, but talking about that shit, but like, you know, like that shit was real, man, you know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of niggas now, like they be saying that for like to sound edgy and shit, but just like, nah, like niggas was actually like struggling with shit like internally, you know what I mean? But like I always tried to be a good sport about it, because I didn't really want to worry people about it. And I don't know, I'm not a person that like fucking that thrives off attention, you know what I mean? So I was never that type of nigga, you know what I mean? Even though I grew up an only child, like I was never that type of nigga to just be like, oh, I want everybody's attention, I want everybody to worry about me. It's just like, nah, it was just something that I just decided to, you know, suppress. And then eventually that ended up me doing a bunch of other dumb shit that was detrimental to my health. But, you know, it made me the person I am now. I'm strong, resilient, and I'm still fighting. My other favorite artist, Bones, man, like, man, I'll probably have to do like another separate episode on Bones, because like I love that motherfucker so much. And motherfuckers that, yeah, those are pretty much the motherfuckers that like influenced me, like Death Grips, Freddie Gibbs, Horror, fucking Tor Moi, Little Dragon, Gorillas, if I haven't said that already, Teams, fuck, there's so many people, what's that nigga's name that was on I made that track with Travis Scott, James Blake, fucking Danny Brown, Zaloopers, fucking, there's so many people. Young Buck, a lot of motherfuckers say that like I sound like Freddie Gibbs. Like, nah, I'm trying to sound like Young Buck. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sound like that nigga. Like, you can hear how bad his breath stink on the mic when that like I'm trying to sound like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to intimidate niggas on the mic. You know what I mean? Like when niggas hear my voice, I want motherfuckers to be like, hey, that nigga angry or something. He rap like he bark at people when they walk by or some shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, like there's so many G Unit, fucking yeah, just G Unit. Like I feel like niggas forget their impact on hip hop. You know, not just 50 Cent, the entire G Unit, Dipset. Niggas forget about Dipset. Like what? I remember me and my uncle Vlad. He was only 5 years older than me, so. I saw him as an older brother pretty much, but like we were always used to listen to Dipset. We used to always listen to Cassidy. Cassidy is one of the hardest rappers ever, but you know he old now, so it's just like somebody got to carry on the legacy. Maybe me, who knows? Yeah, I heard that he did some freestyle shit. I don't know. I heard it was whack. All right, let me just go to the next question because I feel like I'm going off on a wild tangent. What is the one thing you wish you could have for the rest of your life? Just like inner peace, you know what I mean? Because if there's no enemy within, there's no enemy on the outside, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the only way we can thrive as people, we can thrive as a community, we can thrive as a civilization if we have peace within ourselves. Because once you have peace within yourself, like you're not projecting that shit on other people, you know what I mean? So and once you're not projecting bad behaviors and you know just bad shit on other people, you know what I mean? Like people tend to like you more, you know? And life is a lot more simple. I think we just gotta like simplify life. I feel like there's so many terms for like dumb shit, you know what I mean? Like it's just like when niggas say, oh, I'm polyamorous, it's like, nah, nigga, you just single. Yeah, you just single and you like to sleep around. That's just say that. Why you gotta fucking have all these terms, man? Like you making shit mad. Like you making like niggas like that. they be making shit as simple as casual dating. They make it sound like fucking like Y equals MX plus B. You know what I mean? Like a motherfucking quadratic equation. Just like, nah, nigga, just say you single or you know open relationship, whatever. Like, why we gotta be fucking polyamorous, fucking monogamous, and fucking all this other shit? Like, nigga, just keep it simple. But yeah, one thing I wish I would like to have for the rest of my life is peace. Because when there's peace, there's happiness, and when there's happiness, there's love, so on and so forth. All right. Oh man, this question fucking grinds my gears, man. This question fucking, because I've had this discussion with so many motherfuckers. All right, shoot, fuck, marry Gilmore Girls, Dean, Jess, Logan. First of all, no, I'm gonna just get into what I actually want to say. Fucking, I've had this argument with so many girls about Gilmore Girls. First of all, Gilmore Girls is the realest show on fucking planet Earth. Although the acting is kind of corny sometimes and pretty bad, but like, it's a good show to watch. I feel like everybody should know that fucking Rory did my nigga Dean. She did him dirty. You know what I mean? Because people be like, oh no, fuck Dean. He cheated on his wife to sleep with Rory. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'm not condoning cheating. That's fucked up. I would never, especially if you're married to somebody, but it's just like, Rory still fucked a married man and said that she was in love with him and was willing to pursue a further relationship, ruining that nigga's marriage. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when you're like 15, 16, whether if you're a boy or a girl, if you have somebody come in and you're in a relationship, and that nigga just takes your girl, that nigga just takes your fucking man, of course you're gonna get all insecure about it. You know what I mean? That's why I understand. Just like, oh, now Dean is gross. He cheated on his wife. It's like, nah, you gotta think about the root cause that got him to that point. I'm not condoning what he did, but Rory fucked that nigga up mentally. So it's just like, you should expect that type of behavior from a 15, 16-year-old dude. You know what I mean? Although he did get a little possessive, but it's just that I feel like that was more out of insecurity more than him trying to control her. You know what I mean? Because like she wasn't really being open about her feelings about Jess or him. She was kind of just like brushing him off, and it's just like, it's kind of like that push-pull effect. You know what I mean? When you push somebody away, they try to pull you closer, and it's just like, y'all niggas need to understand that. All y'all ladies out there, y'all niggas need to understand that shit. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. And Logan, I just feel like he's just a rich douchebag. You know what I mean? I feel like he just wanted to have Rory. He didn't really want her in the beginning. And then it just turned into love. I don't know. I'm still on season 6. I still got to finish watching this shit. I haven't watched it in like a couple months, but yeah. And fuck that nigga Jess. That nigga Jess, he's a cornball. Fucking yeah. I feel for my nigga Dean. I feel like she ain't got to do him dirty like that. But I mean, I feel like Rory ain't have the best fucking.
Hey man, the question was shoot, fuck, or marry, bro.
Yeah, I know, shoot, fuck, but nah, I felt that personally. You know what I mean? I feel like yeah. You know, I ain't answering. I'm answering shit how I want to answer. You know what I mean? So yeah, fuck that nigga Jess, fucking Logan, that nigga dickhead Dean, man. Hey man, you fucked Dean, you fucked up, Dean, but. I understand. Not from experience, but like I understand. You know what I mean? Like you young.
It's shoot, fuck, or marry. So it's like actually the physical act of fucking, not like fucking.
No, I know that, but I'm just, like I said, I'm answering the question how I want to answer it. You know what I mean? You fucking my shit up. You fucking my shit up, man. But where do some of your biggest inspirations come from? What's an unknown thing you're a huge fan of? I started listening to this motherfucking name Machine Girl. I'm a huge fan of him. I don't know, like you gotta listen to it. And I started listening to this girl named Earth Eater. My boy Phil Martland. He like sent me one of her music videos, and like she's absolutely not saying anything of like, I don't know, I can't understand a motherfucking word she's saying, but she's just riding on a horse on a beach in like a leather gimp suit. But like it's just like it's just the beat and just like her voice. It's just like, man, that shit sound dope as hell. And I don't know, my biggest inspiration is just like life, man. Like you gotta go through some shit to like be able to like actually say something of worth to people. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to think of like unknown things that I'm a huge fan of. Fucking I don't know, like I should have thought more about these answers to these questions, but like hopefully, if I do another episode, ask that question again, and fucking, I'll have a better answer. Yo, man, saw you were doing a YouTube thing. Firstly, love what you're doing. One question: what is your biggest artistic fear? Blockage. My artistic fear is fucking just like failure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Capricorn, so fucking failure is like something I don't want to tolerate whatsoever, any shape or form of it. I'm just trying to be successful by any means necessary, without trying to tear people down, without trying to pull people down. Blockage, like when I go through like little slumps where I can't think of anything, I just take a step away. You know what I mean? Like, I like to talk to my mom. Like whenever I talk to my mom, it's always like for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, we just talk about everything. I like to talk to my dad. I just like to come over here, chill with my nigga Dumb. Like, we just watch like fucking like, we just listen to like Reddit confessions and shit. You know what I mean? We just decompress and just take all this shit off of us. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's just like, man, music, we ain't gonna be making music forever. You know what I mean? The music can stay forever, but we ain't gonna be here forever. So it's just like, man, we can't really let fears and the blockage like get to us, because once that shit happens, that shit starts to affect your personal life. And it's just like, man, like, I think when you take a step away and observe what you're doing, instead of judging the situation when you have fears or blockages, take a step back and try to understand why you're feeling that way, why these things are happening, and therefore the outcome would be more favorable for you. You know? So yeah. Next question. What is the one song you wish you wrote? The one song I wish I wrote was fucking shit. See, I kind of don't get this question, because it's just like a song that, is it a song that someone else has written, or like is it a song that like I had like writer's block on, or like fucking, and I just like threw it away, and I just like wasted it completely.
It was like an extension to that. It was like, yeah, what is the one song you wish you wrote from another artist that was so dope that like you're like, fuck, that's the one.
Fuck. One song I wish I wrote. Fuck. There's so many. Like I love music, so shit. Honestly, like the one song, I'm just gonna list one song. One song I wish I wrote, fucking probably 300 by Chief Keef. Like that song is like, that shit goes so hard. Like, I'm coolin' with my youngest. Click clap pow, now he running. Don't be fucking with my youngest. Them niggas be drumming. We take your ass down. Yeah, that song just go, cause that shit just reminds me of me being in high school. Cause I remember when I first heard the track, my boy Romello, he was like, "Oh, have you ever heard of Chief Keef?" And this is probably like 2012 or some shit. And I was like, "No, who the fuck that nigga is?" And then he showed me. Then the first song I ever listened to by Chief Keef was 300. And I was just like, shit, like, this dude is going places. Then, like, within the next year, this nigga just blew up. Like, it's crazy. And he pioneered, like, fucking drill music. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Chicago drill will always be the best form of drill music. Like, I don't know. Like, that shit just touches me. You know, it's so good. It's so good. Just so many bangers from that era. Who has been your biggest influence on your life in the past 5 years? What is more important, love or happiness? My biggest influence in the last 5 years. Shit. That's a good question. Obviously, like, my family, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, the last 5 years has been tough, especially like moving out to a different country, like moving all the way out to Australia with little to no money. You ain't got no family out here and shit. So like, it was always nice to be able to like talk to my mom, talk to my dad, you know, about when I'm stressing out over shit. But you know, I feel like in that situation, you just gotta look deep inside yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta like pull yourself out of a little rut and be like, hey, you know, like, fall forward and don't fall back, just fall forward. You know what I mean? So yeah, my biggest influence is probably just like my family, hanging out with this dude, this motherfucker. You know, he's seen me go through a lot since I've been here. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, and we just turned that into fucking music, and we turned that into fucking probably one of the greatest albums, EPs, whatever the fuck you want to call it, known to man. So fucking yeah. And what's more important, love or happiness? I would say happiness. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be whether if it's in a relationship or fucking within yourself or anything, like you got to be happy with what you're doing, who you got, what you want to do in order to love it. You know what I mean? Like people who chase love first, then chase happiness. You know what I mean? Like they're broken people. You know what I mean? Most of the time, like that shit is gonna be a failure. You got to be able to be happy with who you have in your romantic life. You got to be happy with who you have in your platonic friendships. You got to be happy with what you're doing in your career. You got to be happy with how you feel in order to love yourself, in order to love that and in order to love your partner, in order to love your friends. You got to be happy in these relationships. You know what I mean? So I feel like, and happiness is just a catalyst for love. You know what I mean? Love comes from happiness. You know, they say that, a lot of mothers say giving birth to a child is one of the happiest moments in their life. And you know what happens when it's one of the happiest moments in their life? They love that little nigga to death. You know what I mean? They love their baby to death. You know what I mean? So you got to be happy first. You got to be happy first. Make sure you're happy, because if you ain't happy with yourself, you're going to make your partner, you're going to make your friends, you know what I mean? You're going to make that other person in your life very miserable, and it's going to be hard for them to deal with you. And they're going to really have to love you if they want to put up with you if you're not happy with yourself. You know what I mean? So and that's something that I've learned. I learned that I need to make sure I'm straight first. I need to make sure I'm fucking good. I'm fucking happy. You know what I mean? Before I start, dishing myself out to everybody else. So yeah, happiness is way more important than love. But love is just as important. But make sure you get that happiness first. You know what I mean? Make sure you get that happiness. Next question: is your voice natural, or do you think heavy smoking has contributed to your blessed gravel sound? Hell yeah, my voice natural, nigga. I always had a deep ass voice. Like my dad got a deep voice, my grandfather got a deep voice, all my uncles got deep voices. Like I remember, like when I was like 12, 13, playing Call of Duty, like pretty much my voice didn't really change that much since then. But like I remember, like, fucking all them racist little white niggas, these were like, oh, shut up, you fucking nigger. You sound like you're probably 30 years old. Go get a job. I'm like, nigga, I'm fucking 12. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? But, like, I'm like, fucking Wyatt, whatever your fucking name is, fucking Logan. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up and catch this L, nigga. But, nah, like, I was a heavy smoker for a while, nigga. Like, I started smoking when I was, like, 14. So, up until I was 24. So, like, 10 years of just fucking hard smoking. You know what I mean? I don't smoke no more, but yeah, I feel like a lot of it is just natural. You know, I just always had a lot of bass in my voice. But yeah. But it is a huge factor in my music, and probably to why people have such an appeal to my music. You know, I feel like I just have a commanding voice. I've always had a commanding voice. I always, I'm a pretty reserved person for the most part, but my charismatic side is, I can attribute that to my voice. I can project, you know what I mean? So when I speak, niggas gonna listen, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's definitely a blessing. And that was a really good question. Thank you for asking it. Next question, Devlin or Rudolph? First of all, both them niggas suck. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with Big Ben next year for all my Pittsburgh Steelers fans. But I don't know, fucking our defense is really good this year. They probably scored more touchdowns than their offense fucking did, which is fucking sad. But yeah, man, like we gotta do better next year. Like, nigga, we need a draft. We need to draft a running back. We need to draft another wide receiver. We need to draft a quarterback. Like, nigga, we just need to draft offense. Like, our defense is straight. Maybe draft like a corner or something. I'm still pretty sus about like our safeties and shit. But except for Minka Fitzpatrick, that nigga's a dog. That nigga will eat anybody up. He should win Defensive Player of the Year for what he did for the Steelers defense this year. He's the reason why we were still in playoff contention until fucking week 17. So, yeah, fuck Devlin. Well, not fuck Devlin or Rudolph. It's just like, I prefer somebody else to play quarterback if Big Ben gets hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna say me. Put me as the backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll probably do a way better job. Next question: what's your favorite verse that you've written and why? I would say, my favorite verse probably from like Death to Vinyl. This new track that we got on our next project, because I feel like I went in. I feel like I was in my bag with that one. You know what I mean? I was no cap. no, whatever y'all little niggas be saying nowadays. All this dumb shit, no cap and clout. Yeah, I was in my clout with that one. Fucking, yeah, on God. On not gonna NGL. I always thought like when people said NGL on like in comments, yeah, I thought it was like niggle or something like. Yeah, it's a vibe. Like, man. See, I laugh at all this shit because I missed all the fucking slang that niggas in Boston used to say, like, oh, that's a bad hit. Like when something bad happened, like, damn, that's a bad hit. Or like when somebody was whack at something, like, damn, this nigga's chips. This nigga's, you know what I mean? Just like, or like when people say, oh, I swear to God, or, you know, like, I'm not lying, like niggas would say on dogs. You know what I mean? Like, on dogs, I'll punch in your motherfucking face. On dogs, I'll slap the shit out of you. On dogs, I didn't steal your $5 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I miss hearing that. Yeah, like, I miss talking like that. Out here, like, I forget about that shit because all I'm hearing just, fuck off, fucking wasa, whatever the fuck y'all niggas be saying out here. You know what I mean? But, like, first of all, let me get back to the question. What's my favorite verse? Oh yeah, Depth of Vinyl, but definitely Jitter's up there. I feel like I murdered Jitter. I feel like that's why I was happy I went last. Cause I was just like, oh shit. Cause I remember when we first made Jitter, fucking Marty hit me up. He was like, oh yeah, fucking come to our studio, and when they had their studio in Newtown at the time. And this was my first time meeting them. I literally had like no idea who the fuck they were at the time. I didn't realize how big they were. And yeah, man, fucking I came over, he bought me some beers, fucking we were just smoking cigarettes and shit, and then fucking originally we were supposed to write to another track, but I was like, nah. See, I'm very honest when it comes to music. Like if I don't like a beat, like I'm gonna let you know. I'm like, yeah, can we like work on something else? And then like, so they played Jitter, like, oh yeah, you might like this track. And then yeah, once I heard that beat, fucking Marty and Obi already had their fucking verses done, and then something just clicked automatically. Like I legit wrote my verse in like 10-15 minutes. Like it did not take me long to write my verse. It was just like as soon as I heard it, like the verse was done, and then it's just like, tear the club up cause we own it now. How you running shit when you know it's when you run around. Grew up with some niggas who make profits when they hold a pound. Talking clean rap, gram scales for the swapping out. Like man, I was definitely in my no cap. Yeah, I was in my no cap. You know, I was feeling myself on that one. And just there's so many other verses. Like one of my favorite verses is that track I did with Token. Yeah. Like this is like a song that it was on this. It was like this. We made this track. I made this track with Token when I was like 19 because Shroomeries fucking because I went to high school with Token and yeah, I remember one summer day we fucking went to this nigga's house and we recorded this track and fucking he went off, my other boy Colin fucking went off, and then fucking I went off. I was just like, fuck, what I say? A bitch gon' feel it when I slide. Yeah. No fucks left, deuce chuck when I catch the nut. No pressure felt like a nigga need a crutch. No luck when the flow blown and erupt. Never know for tricking, but a nigga gon' stunt. Guess what, motherfucker 19, live it up. Meditation strong, keep the third eye puff. Mill walking over niggas if a nigga get bucked. Oh man, I was like, damn. Yeah, man, that was when I first. That's like one of my favorite beats of all time. Yeah, bro, that beat goes so hard, man. That's when I knew I was like, oh yeah, I can spaz on niggas if I want. Like niggas just think I just get on a mic and just fucking. Just like, oh, hey, hey, don't do that. Niggas just think, like, I feel like that's what niggas hear. Like, when I'm on stage, I feel like that's all niggas hear. Like, just hear me beating my chest and shit. They probably think I'm fucking, like. Oh, yeah, fucking. Yeah, they probably think I'm some crazy nigga or some shit. Like I got fucking like, nah, nigga, I'm just expressing myself and shit. But nah, like definitely Jitter's probably up there. Oh man, Nah Son, this track Nah Son that we did ages ago, fucking my second verse, nigga, like that's when I was like, yeah, I'm that nigga, man. Like fucking I got something on me. But next question. As a rapper, do you think it's corny to be vocal about climate change in music? Nah, nigga, because we live on planet Earth, man. Nigga, like, shit. What the fuck we gonna do when this shit all burnt up? Nigga, shit. We gotta take care of this shit. As long as I'm alive, niggas better be taking care of Earth. I'm gonna do my part. Once I die, it's like shit. Y'all have y'all way with it. You know what I mean? Y'all do with it. Y'all live y'all best life. But fucking, as long as I'm alive, like niggas better fucking, yeah, for real. Y'all, nigga, as long as I'm living on Earth, as long as this is my planet of residence, y'all niggas better be in the bag. All right, y'all niggas better be fucking. Y'all better have all the clout. Yeah, y'all better have the vibe fucking in the bag of about planet Earth when I'm living on this shit. But yeah, but in general, we should take care of planet Earth because it's a beautiful place to live. There's blue water, green grass, and beautiful people. So yeah, we should take care of this shit. Climate change should be something that needs to be addressed in every aspect of life, communication, and interaction. So yeah. Are you interested in using your platform to talk about issues like that? Hell yeah. It's just like, man, like, I feel like a lot of niggas forget that, like, when you're an artist, when you have influence, like, you have a duty. You know what I mean? A lot of people are inspired by you. You know what I mean? Like, think of all the motherfuckers that are overdosing on drugs because of somebody that they listen to. Imagine if they channeled that fucking energy into fucking climate change, into fucking, you know, being a better spouse or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how better the world would be. You know what I mean? So, hell yeah, like I'm interested in fucking doing my part, you know what I mean? Because I don't want the motherfucker to fucking fail while I'm living on this shit, you know what I mean? Or anybody else, my grandchildren, nigga, like, hell yeah, like, we need to fucking talk more about this shit. Have you encountered racism in Australia? Hell, like, niggas is gonna encounter racism everywhere they go. Even if they're in Africa, like, nigga, you gonna encounter racism everywhere. And how do you deal with racist people? Honestly, before, like, I would get frustrated. I would feel like I have to fucking like retaliate with like violence and I have to be angry. But now it's just like, man, like a lot of times, a lot of these racist motherfuckers, like they're not happy with themselves. You know what I mean? And when you're not happy with yourself, like I said earlier, happiness is way more important than love. Well, happiness, it should come first, then love will follow. You know what I mean? Like, think of like Adolf Hitler. He was a failed man. He definitely wasn't happy with himself, which is the reason why he projected all that hatred towards other people who didn't deserve that shit. You know what I mean? So like, you know, like I feel like 99.9% of the time, now fuck that, 100% of the time, like these niggas ain't happy with themselves internally. Like deep down inside, they're suppressing something. What if it's an insecurity? What if it's a fear of the unknown? Like that's why it's hard for them to love. And it's just like, man, like, I ain't got time to be fucking worried about these niggas like that. Cause like, while they gotta fucking duck and dodge niggas, like black niggas, fucking Spanish niggas, Asian niggas, you know what I mean? Like, while they so focused on that and where people at, fucking, they don't want to eat this and that or whatever, like, niggas like me is living freely, you know what I mean? Like, I'm chilling, you know what I mean? So like, fuck them niggas, you know what I mean? Don't let them ruin your day, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna have to put a motherfucker in their place and slap a nigga or two, but like, you know what I mean? Live your life. Don't like these, and plus, I feel like racism is gonna end once our parents and like grandparents' generation die out. And obviously, we got some ignorant niggas in our generation too. But it's just like, man, like that shit is like that shit is like fucking polio. Racism starting to become like polio. It's starting to become like obsolete now. It's just like we're so like connected globally, whether if it's through like social media, music, sports, that like this shit is just like so fucking dumb now. So like, fuck them racist niggas, man. Next question. What sparks your creativity? This life, failure, love, happiness. You know what I mean? My nigga Dom right here. You know what I mean? Drinking water, self-love. You know what I mean? Like, especially self-love. Like, self-love is more than just taking a half-naked selfie on Instagram for the simple fact that you want to feel validated. You know what I mean? It's just like, nah, self-love is brushing your teeth. Self-love is fucking combing your hair. You know what I mean? Self-love is fucking, you know, making sure you wear clothes that you feel is nice. Fucking scheduling your next doctor's appointment. You know, taking your dog for a walk. That's self-love. Those are things that can release dopamine in your body, and fucking you become a more happier person. You live a fulfilling life. I want to live a fulfilling life. Like getting fucked up. That's why I stopped drinking all the time. I stopped doing drugs. I stopped fucking racking lives of coke every weekend, fucking ketamine and all that shit, like, and fucking caps and shit. That's why I'm just like, man, like, I was doing that shit because I felt like I needed to do that to have fun. And once I realized, man, this shit is dumb, like, you know, I started to live a more, like, that doesn't mean I judge people who do it. It's just like, man, like, as of right now, I don't need to be doing that shit. I'm trying to, like, take care of myself and get my head straight, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, since I feel like I have a short leash since I'm in Australia, so, like, I gotta get to the money. I gotta be in my bag so I can get all the clout and shit. You know what I mean? So fucking yeah. What sparks my creativity is just taking care of myself. Just fucking all my experiences, good or bad, from the past, present, and shit that might happen in the future. It's just like, you know what I mean? You always gotta be hopeful for the future. If you're happy and you love yourself, you always gotta be hopeful. And sometimes we fail to do that, and it's okay. You know, but just get back up on that horse and keep riding, man. Shit. And last but not least, final question. The Sixers are finally better than the Celtics. What are your thoughts? Nigga, that's a motherfucking lie. Nigga, fucking Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they probably don't, I don't know, I'm hearing a bunch of rumors they don't fucking like each other. Nigga, that's the reason why Jimmy Butler didn't come back. Celtics, like, we them niggas, man, like, people keep sleeping on us. I wish we got a big man. Yeah, but, like, Drummond, he don't really play defense like that. He just gets rebounds. Like, we need a defender. Like, we need people to, like, be afraid of attacking the rim. You know what I mean? But we have all the perimeter. Yeah, but I don't think he leaving Brooklyn though. I don't think he leaving Brooklyn. Yeah, but I feel like once we like take care of like our big man issues in the paint, hopefully Taco Fall just becomes a motherfucker. He becomes that nigga, man. He just fucking becomes a beast. But yeah, like Sixers. You want crack, man. Stop smoking that shit, man. Like Sixers are not better than the Celtics. They will never be. Like, we taking it this year. Celtics and 6. I'm going to get that. Like, that's going to be my next album name. Fucking Celtics and 6. Celtics and 6 games. Yeah, no matter who. Celtics and 6. NBA Finals. Celtics and 6, nigga. Fucking, yeah, but fucking. Yeah, this was really fun. I didn't realize fucking we've been doing this for an hour, so this shit feels like more like a podcast. But, yeah, thank you guys for sending all your questions. Hopefully I answered them. I kind of feel like I went off topic a lot of the times, but you know, it was fun just talking to you guys. I feel like I was talking to everybody like in front of me, you know what I mean? Felt like everybody was right here with me. So yeah, hopefully we can do this more, and yeah, I'll let you guys know next when to send questions, and I love y'all. Thank you. Oh shit.